What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to 49 Faithfullee. We're your hosts, Miriah and Ty. Ty, happy Friday. Thanks for joining me. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm chilling. How are you doing?
I'm not chilling. I'm hot. So don't mention the word chilling, okay? I'm very hot. It's very hot in Vegas already.
Trying to find some chill.
Yeah, we hit the record high temp for today was 104 degrees, and we tied it today. So yeah, it's already getting hot, and it's only May 31st. Like, oh my gosh,
lovely.
But yeah, chat, what's up? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing great. We're going to do a call-in show. You know, if any of our regular, fam that's normally in the chat wants to come on and talk, please let me know, and I'll send you the link to join us. So yeah, we're gonna try this. I wanted to, just bring on a few people, get your guys' thoughts on stuff, see how everybody's feeling, and yeah, we'll go from there. As always, we'll do some giveaways throughout. Let me go ahead and show you guys what we got lined up today. I have posted these 4 online already, but I added a couple more. So we're going to do, let me see which direction this goes. We got Debo, Bang. We got Brock Purdy, Emergent. I got to turn on some lights because it's getting dark in here. We got CMC, Fireworks, Jair Brown, Rookie Card. This one I love. One of my favorite cards of Patrick Willis. And then it's the red checkers. Like, you can't really tell, with this glare, but like in person in the light, like this card looks so awesome. So Patrick Willis, and we got Jake Moody. So we'll start off with those. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, Dawn, she looked like she was here for a minute and then she ran away. So
nope, I'm here.
Yes,
nope, she's there.
Dawn, what's up? How you doing?
What's up?
Good.
Good to see you. Appreciate you coming on. It's Dawn's first time
You're
ever
welcome.
being on something like this. So, we're just here taking her virginity, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
The players do.
Yep. Let me say what's up to the chat. We got Throwback in the house. Melissa, I sent her the link. We'll see if she joins us. We got Rob. What's up, Rob? He already's entering the giveaway, so hopefully once I call for it, it's still in there. But see, he already knows what it's going to be. That's how you know he's faithful. Let's see, Daniel Barry, what's good, Daniel? We got Joel in the house. What's up? We got Danny. What up? Miss Debbie.
Miss Deb, hey.
Hope you're doing wonderful. Vito, I sent you the link to on Twitter, Melissa. And if anybody that's watching, that's in the chat, like I said, as long as you're somebody that's usually in here, obviously I'm not about to send the link to some randoms. But if you're somebody that's normally in here and you want to join us, come on, talk. Give me your thoughts on the Jauan Jennings signing or extension. We were going to talk about Brock Purdy.
See what he wants.
And yeah. So, Dawn, let's start since you're on here. Jauan Jennings signed an extension. It's something that me and TL, me and Ty, it's something we've been all talking about for a while now. That like we're tired. I keep calling it. What did I call it? Shit. I had a good name for the freaking chicken tender. I'm like, I'm tired of 49ers placing the damn chicken tender on Jauan Jennings. Like, give him some stability. Give him, a few extra $1 million. Like, come on.
Right.
And so it's very nice to see that they did that. 2 years, up to $15.4 million, 10.5 million guaranteed. So quite a little chunk of guaranteed money for him from what he's used to with these little chicken tenders. And the guy was the best part of it all is that the videos after him signing and everything, he was so hyped. Like you could tell, like so freaking happy. Like, and like it just like I put on there like the onions emoji because like it made me start tearing up, like because like you could tell how bad, you know, he wanted this. And to go from being a 7th round draft pick, if you guys remember his rookie year, the reason he's on this whole chicken tender BS is because he was injured his rookie year. So they cut him. And put him on the practice squad. So that screwed up his normal 4-year, you know, 4-year contract, whatever. And so that's just made him be able to give him these chicken tenders every single year. So to fight back from all that, you know, on a team that's been pretty stacked at wide receiver, we see other guys that are bitching about that they can't make the, you know, make the cut and all this shit. You got this 7th round draft pick coming in from the practice squad to now bringing home a bag that can set up his family, you know, for the future. So tell me how you're feeling about the whole Jauan Jennings extension.
Excited. Beyond excited. He definitely deserved it. Now, if they can sign BA, then I'll be more happy.
Yeah. When they posted that, like, I forget who posted it, but it was like, get you a hype man like Jauan Jennings. And it was that video of him there hyping up Brandon Ayuk to get his 1,000-yard season. I'm like, oh my God, like we need these two guys. We need them to get paid together.
Yep.
Ty, how you feeling about the Jauan Jennings?
Relieved. Relieved, you know? I remember being on this show and me, you, and TL talking about it. And we was like, forget this chicken feed crap. Sign the man to a real extension. Give him some years. He has more than earned it. Right?
Yep.
Like he's no longer 3rd in Jauan. You can count on him on 1st and 2nd down also. He's out there doing everything we want him to do and more. Blocking dudes into the stands and everything. And he's just good for the locker room, good for the culture. Like you said, you saw it when he signed, how happy he was and how happy everyone was.
Yep.
He is definitely a 49er. So to see they signed him, and it's actually a 3-year deal. A 3-year extension is from 2024, 2025, and 2026. It's just that 2026 is a void year, but it's still in the contract. So we can look forward to him being here for 3 years. You know, fingers crossed if all goes well, if the organization does what they need to do and he continues to rise, we got our guy.
Yep.
So I'm super happy that this went down. And it's like, finally.
You good, Melissa? Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me change this background. Hold on.
Go ahead. Yeah, Fernando, I hear you, man. You know, he's a Seahawks and Eagles killer, but he kills a lot of teams just quietly, silently, you know, a silent assassin. He does his thing. So you so overjoyed with that.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Hold on, Melissa. It's all. I don't know why this always like gets stuck. Always when I try to bring on more than 4 people or more, it like always wants to kick somebody off until like it figures out like, oh, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. I'll get you, Melissa. Hold on.
It doesn't want to do any heavy lifting.
I know, like what the hell? And then, like I said, chat, let me know if anybody else wants to join us. Let me see if this one will work. Because it shows you're on stage. It's so weird.
She's backstage and they just won't add her in. Oh, there she is. But now Miriah's kicked.
Yeah, like yeah, and then like when you're not at the picture, it like right now it shows like remove, so it shows that she's already on the stage. It's like that she's just hidden or something. It's like so weird.
Is it one
Like,
of the?
see, we can hear her. We can hear her.
Yeah. What do you got set on the bottom as like the picture orientation?
That is probably it. Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
Okay, now it's just you.
And then she kicks everybody out but herself.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
You gotta
She's
be
only been
smarter than
doing
the
this
average
for a few
bear around
years,
here.
folks.
I know. I'm new. Sorry. I don't know.
You know what? It's the summer desert issues that Mariah's gonna be having in the next couple of weeks. It's a Vegas, like I can't affect, I can't live, I can't breathe. Just get me out of this horrible months of weather.
All right, we're gonna have triple digits within the next like 5-6 days.
So,
yes.
All right. So Melissa is the biggest Jauan Jennings fan I know. So right now, I'm excited to hear what Melissa has to say. Before you go, though, hashtag FF everybody to get into the first set of giveaways. Get in there. All right, Melissa, let me have it. When you saw that notification come through, you saw the videos of Jauan Jennings signing that contract and how happy he was. How did it make you feel? Let me know.
I don't want to curse because I'm just happy to be back on this podcast. So I'm going to try to hold back my crazy.
It's okay.
I know, but that's become your thing, not my thing. So, but I've ever lost my mind when I saw it. Like, I was like, because it came out first as Schefter, right? And anyone who knows me knows I absolutely hate, despise, do not trust Adam Schefter whatsoever. So whatever he reports, I take it with a grain of salt. You know, like he had the shit with Odell Beckham Jr. He had the shit with JPP where he released his medical files. He did that fake news with Clay Matthews. Like I think he's one of the most horrible men ever. And then he got famous releasing someone's medical files. It's just beyond reproach. So I then went through Twitter because I'm like, you know, sometimes the Niner fans get it wrong, but more than likely, Miriah, Ty, Fernando, somebody's going to have a better, like, more clear-headed thing. And so when Breezy's posting about it and everybody else is posting about it, then I see Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport, I'm like, this is real. Like, this is actually freaking real. And then I just lose my mind. I start, like, tagging random people with, like, every Jauan Jennings post. I think I had 300 retweets. I tagged PG in like 15 of them because she's like a Volunteers fan and her dad's a Volunteers fan. And I just like, I was like, finally, like, did he have to like break the Super Bowl record just to become like more than a 1-year tender? Like, he had to do what Nick Foles did, which is throw a touchdown and catch a touchdown to just get more than 1 year. Like, that's crazy. Like, you have Kyle Juszczyk making $8 million a year, and no freaking fullback is even making probably like $1 million if they're even in the league right now. You have Ross Dwelly making like these 2-3 year deals where he's like making astronomical money for like a dummy tight end who can't catch or block, and then it's just like I still don't have words. Like I look up at my wall, I'm like, I still see it. I can still read the SF. I can still read your sign. I still like it really hasn't computed yet that it's real. Like, this is beyond deserving. And you know, the crazy part was I think it was Jesse Naylor that made me finally realize it was real, because he went on a post rant where he was like, what does this say for Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing, and how's this going to affect their development? And I'm like, okay, there's one person who's not happy about this. It's real. And I'm just like, we don't play rookies to begin with, so like, why does it matter if we pay somebody a 2-year contract? Like, it's just like, it's so the Niner fan base to like take a nice thing that's so well deserved,
exactly,
and completely just like, this is why we can't have anything nice. This is why we wasted another 1st round pick. This is why the rookies will never get a chance. They're going to be not 29 before they even get one snap. And it's just like, why can't we just have one nice thing for one nice day? But I am happy. It is deserved. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you celebrating this because it's such a big thing.
I love it. I love it. And my first thoughts, as soon as I saw him there with his pen on paper, I'm like, oh my God, Melissa's going to be so freaking hyped. If there's somebody that's going to be more hyped than Jauan Jennings in those videos, it's going to be her.
I don't know. I think the only thing that could make me happier is if I heard Diamador Lenore was signed as well as Jauan Jennings. It's Lenore, Jennings, and Greenlaw are like my top 3 right now. But yeah, I like nearly wept when I saw Dre Greenlaw on the stage for the Dwight Clark thing without a walking boot or anything. Like
that was awesome.
It's so nice when selfless players who put this team on their back have never asked for anything, and then they step up in those big moments when you need a star to step up, and nobody gives them love. Everyone has bullied people about being a fan of this player for years. And for him to just take the entire team on his back in the playoffs this year, there's not a person in this fan base that can legitimately look at him and say, he's not worth this. Like, you might have your favorites. You might think that this is trade bait to send him to the Giants or whatever. Like, you can have all your conspiracies, but you can't say he isn't deserving of this contract. And I really think that this is the clinchpin that will help Brandon get his contract after June 1st, because I think they're still waiting on the Eric Armstead, D Ford money to be freed up.
I agree. And I hope you're right. What's up, Tia? Good to see you. Roberto, appreciate you coming through. Hashtag Faithful Gear. Make sure you guys check out the man. His website is in the description box of this video. There's a coupon code, all that good stuff. So make sure you check it out. He's making awesome gear. And it's not just 49ers gear. He can make you anything. Baseball, football, hockey. Come up with an idea, let him know, and he'll work it out for you. So he's the man. Make sure you check him out. Inspector Dabbit on Twitter /X and pretty much everywhere. So make sure you find him, get that gear. Sin, what's up? All right, so hashtag FF. Let's pick the winners of this giveaway. Melissa's about to show us something.
Well, you brought up the man, and I was going to ask you if I could show off for
show
this
it off.
specific reason.
Show it off.
Oh, that's cool.
The Kittle Staley joint. Nice.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So you guys know I love bobbleheads. And so I won one of his giveaways, and he had a bunch of the different Niner players as bobbleheads in like a big collage. And he also had an individual George, and he had an individual
Joe. Oh, geez, look at you guys, and I'm so left out.
And so I was like, I love your big collage. I love that Joe and George were in the middle, right? But I can't stand the Predator. I couldn't stand the guy who just left. And so I was like, I can't decide. And he's like, no, I'll do you solid, because you and Miriah are always like the two people who give me the most love and constant like spreading my name and everything. So he decided to make this for me, specifically just for me, and he put the two of them together on this and blew it up, and just I had to share it since I'm on.
Love it.
I'm down
What
to.
do you got? All right.
I picked up his Montana joint. Had to pick
Love
up
it.
the goat.
No, love it.
I got this too.
Ty, I cannot wait to go to the bar here where we watch
nice.
the championship game and wear this shirt and your sweater.
Oh, you're gonna be looking fresh. Looking good.
I'm gonna wear Joe and Justin together again.
Yeah. So yeah, all that awesome stuff. You guys see it. All comes from him. So make sure you check him out. Get your orders in. Like I said, not just 49ers stuff. He can make anything.
And he personally draws everything. So everything is
He's an
absolutely
artist.
100% authentic. It's not Xeroxed. And he's a perfectionist. He'll work on it and make sure that it's perfect before it's ever printed on anything. He'll make you cups, shirts, sweaters, jersey, anything. Just sometimes it won't say SF on it because of the legal issue, but other than that, Robert is one of the absolute
You'll still be repping, and that's what's
absolute
important.
best people.
Yep, he is. All right, let's draw these winners. We're gonna draw Jair Brown and then Jake Moody for the first set. So good luck. Good luck.
Good luck to everybody.
Yep, good luck.
This is for
Even though I
Jair
see
Brown.
Tia in here, so we know what's going on. Oh,
What?
Oh no, what happened?
Rigged.
There we go.
Rigged.
oh.
All right.
Hashtag recount.
Good luck
Put it
again.
in the chat, people.
Stop the count.
Oh, see what I tell
you. Congrats, Tia.
I missed the Tia versus John V wars. It was always one of them sweeping.
All right, this one's for Jake Moody. Good luck. Oh my goodness.
Oh goodness.
Look at that.
I'm telling you, people. I'm going to start taking side bets on these giveaways.
Welcome back.
Make me a killing.
Oh, man.
All right. Let me take this off of here and I'll get the next set of giveaways set up. While I do that, let me know your guys' thoughts and how you're feeling about Chris Sims, supposed to be Shanahan's best friend there. Does his quarterback rankings for his, top 40 quarterback list. And he had Brock Purdy at number 17. He said he had no business winning the divisional playoff game this year. None. He should have thrown 4 interceptions at least. I love that. He should have thrown 4 interceptions. He didn't. So he says, he hit Green Bay in the chest 5 different times. He missed people open everywhere. He wasn't that much better in the Lions game. And of course, in the Super Bowl, what I would say to a lot of people, if you had a top 10 quarterback, you won the Super Bowl. The 49ers are the Super Bowl champs. There are a few plays and throws in that game that I go, no, the top 10, the upper tier quarterbacks that sometimes I hear 49ers fans try to say Brock Purdy would be in, I would go, no. You would have the Super Bowl then if that was the case. So what are your thoughts on still seems like Brock Purdy's, people, I guess, don't think he's for real. Number 17 is kind of disrespectful for a quarterback that you could say he should have thrown this, he should have thrown that. But regardless, he was one out of 32 quarterbacks that was in the freaking Super Bowl. So, yeah, you have to be a top whatever to win the Super Bowl. You have to be a top whatever quarterback to get to the fucking Super Bowl, too.
Yep.
Hello.
You're not just some scrub rolling in there, right? This team didn't carry Brock Purdy to the Super Bowl like they did somebody else before. So what are your guys' thoughts on hearing, Brock Purdy at number 17? Let's start with Ty.
Well, one, we all know that Chris Sims is a fraud, right? He's been claiming to be Kyle's best friend ever since they played in college. But Kyle never even acknowledges him. So how good of a friend are you? Right? That's his only claim. That and being, who his dad is. That's all he has for his claim to fame. And he swears he knows what's going on with the Niners, but he doesn't. But let's get to the list. Okay. This tells you why the list is just fraudulent and it's crap right off the bat. Right above Brock, he has Kyler Murray. In what world is Kyler Murray better than Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
He can't even stay on the field with one, but come on. You just killed your whole list right there by listing guys who's worse than him. He's just a hater because he doesn't know anything. He can't get anything out of the organization. So he wants to be this great insider and know-how, but he ain't. So it's just one of those things that just makes you shake your head when you see it. Like, why do you even try? We all know who you are. Give it up. So I don't even pay attention to the list, really, because it's just bad comedy. That's what that list is. Bad comedy.
Don?
I didn't see the list, honestly.
You didn't.
But it's disrespectful. He shouldn't have been number 17.
Yeah, not even seeing the list. It doesn't even matter who the other 17 were, because regardless, it's disrespectful.
Yep. For sure.
Melissa?
My family has a tie to the Sims family, and thankfully I'm not close to that tie. But
She's close to this tie, but not that tie.
But to be honest, he works with Mike Florio, okay?
Exactly.
If that doesn't put things into perspective, I don't know what else to tell you.
Tell him, Melissa.
I don't think it was the Kyle Trask year, but I think it was like the year after it. Chris Sims had like some random like Stanford or like fifth, sixth like undrafted like option as his number one quarterback on his board. Like, this guy has been doing weird quarterback takes for years, trying to prove how smart he is over everybody else. It's like his one claim to fame, especially on his Unbuttoned podcast. And to put stuff into perspective, this is a guy who swears by Aaron Rodgers, even through all the craziness that all the rest of us have been calling out for years, that Aaron Rodgers is selfish. He cares more about himself. He'll attack anyone who dares contradict him and whatever. These are the people he stands up for. And so for him to diss my quarterback makes me love my quarterback more and think that he's better than what is being reported. Like, I think if your quarterback is being pushed by these kind of people, that's more alarming. Because think about it. How many hours do we have to see ESPN glorify that Dak Prescott was second overall in the MVP rating, and then they shot all over Brock Purdy last year and said that he didn't even deserve to be up for MVP? Like, this is what they do. They have these takes to make ratings, to get their names talked about. Like, it's not serious. I'm sorry, but it's at that point where the fans are more unbiased than the actual national media members are. And when they keep saying that Trevor Lawrence is this like godsend to football and he's barely won a single playoff game if the Chargers didn't completely fall apart after throwing 4 interceptions in the first half, I think in like 2 fumbles. So, you know what? He's 17th. I don't care. I mean, he's been to the NFC Championship in his first 2 years. I think if things shook out a little differently, we would have won the Super Bowl, but you can't change the past. So, and you know what? I feel more secure this year because we have better backup quarterbacks, and Sam Darnold is far, far away from my organization. Thank God. So, you know what? If you want to say he's mid because Chris Sims said it, God bless you. Please don't watch me because I won't take you seriously. Because I was just like, you can't make this shit up. Like, it's crazy to me that Ty and Miriah and Beto and everybody that covers this organization, covers any organization, is far more unbiased about the realities of what football is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you, like you said, for a quarterback to make it to the NFC Championship his first 2 years, and then to be, I don't care if you're the runner-up to the MVP conversation, if you're third, if you're fourth, if you're fifth, you don't get that spot by being a top 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 freaking quarterback. Like,
And
I don't
as
care
for the
about his weapons or whatever. Like, we've seen quarterbacks have a squad around them and them not do half the shit that Brock Purdy's doing. In his first years as a fucking starter. Like, he's so young. Like, it's not like he's been in the league fucking 15 years, you know?
Right.
And it's like,
you know what I think it is? I think it's the he doesn't have the pre-arm. I think when they do a lot of these quarterback lists, that they're considering the pretty arm, the big deep throws, the pretty, like, oh my God, did you see that Hail Mary play?
Mm-hmm.
And remember, Kyle Murray had that, I think, that big one to DeAndre Hopkins before he left the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think those kind of things stick out in those analysts' minds, and that's why they get rated high. But I'd rather have accuracy and consistency in a better quarterback play overall than a few jaw-dropping plays, because otherwise you'd have a whole bunch of Zach Wilsons. You'd have one pretty play and a bunch of bad.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because I mean, even remember when Zach Wilson in his pre-draft shit, like they replayed that one throw from him at least 60 million freaking times.
He rolled left and threw it way downfield.
He thrown every other pass, hitting the side of the building, out the fucking window, the roof, into the dirt. It wouldn't have mattered because he threw that one nice fucking pass, and that's all they showed. Literally the entire offense. Like, you gotta be kidding me. And yeah, like, but that one throw did him a lot of good. It got him drafted high, but
that's it.
I don't know about that. About anything else. Hashtag smile to get into the second set of giveaways. Hashtag smile. And if any of the regular fam that's out there in the chat listening wants to come on and talk with us, give your thoughts on what's going on with the 49ers, let me know. I'll shoot you the link. This is your time. Come on, talk to us. There's been a lot of you been asking for a call-in show, and then I do one, and not one single one of you are here asking for the freaking link. So,
you damn 40 whiners out there.
I know, shit. All right.
I think they're waiting for your overreaction shows, Miriah, because you always get a bunch of people on for those.
Yeah.
Well, only if we're losing, really, because when we started winning and go on a win streak, then I'd be like texting and sending the link to everybody. They're like, oh, we can't.
I know,
but
right?
when we're losing, everybody wants to come on here to scream their heads off at me.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see happy Miriah.
I know. They don't want to come on here being happy either.
Right. So I have a question. Do you guys think Aaron Rodgers is going to start this game?
Yeah, he has no restrictions already.
I think he will. I know he looked. They showed the video of him in OTA still looking gimpy,
right?
And looking at his heel and everything. But we still have months to go to the start of the season, so I think he'll be good to go.
The reason why I ask is he's from here where I'm from, and I do not like the guy personally. Well, a friend of mine, her son went out to dinner one time, and he was at a restaurant where they were at, and he wanted to go up and say hi and shake his hand, and he turned his back on this little boy. And I was like, I lost all respect for that man after that.
Yeah, I think for sure he'll play because he's already full go. Like, he has no restrictions in training camp and all that shit. So there's no reason for them to hold him out in the game, obviously, unless something, bad happens during training camp or, to have a setback or whatever the hell. But as of right now, no, he'll definitely be there.
I would like to see. I would like to see the game start off the way Week 12, 2019 happened. And it was like a punch out from, I think, Fred Warner and a Nick Bosa recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the kind of Aaron Rodgers opening I want to see.
Right.
I don't want him hurt. I don't want 4 plays. I don't want 75 seconds. I want a complete and utter domination of like, why did I ever have to play the Niners ever again?
Exactly.
Give him nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah, and think it's gonna be like, a year and whatever since he's played football. So he's gonna be rusty. That's gonna be his first game action. He's coming to the Bay, so I hope our defense is just freaking ruthless on that guy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Plus,
every time he plays the Niners, like we always hear that, oh well, the Niners didn't draft him and he wants to, have repay them and blah blah blah. Every single time we played him since the fucking
oh
draft.
my god, I hated that.
Glad we didn't draft him.
That was like the one nice thing about the Jordan Love game. Like the only really great thing about that, besides Jauan and Dre, was that we didn't have to hear it every 15 seconds. Did you know that they promised him first overall and they didn't draft him?
Yo.
Like that's every Niners Packer podcast for as long as I can remember.
They won't let it go.
Right? It's crazy.
Like 20 years ago. Let it go.
Yep.
Let it go.
And the only other thing I'm really looking forward to in this game is Hassan Reddick getting humbled on a new team. Because all that trash he talked before that Eagles game last year, like that pissed me off that he was talking about how he's going to break Brock Purdy in half again and he's going to damage his elbow and just it's bad enough you caused the injury and you have a right to be angry when people think that you shouldn't be in a Super Bowl. But for you to like hope and pray to hurt somebody and to do it further damage and then hurt more people after the fact, like he had like an entire list of people he wanted to hurt. Like I just want them all to be humbled.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I hate that shit. I forgot that's where he went. But yeah, like you could talk about, you want to make these plays and that plays, but to talk about injuring somebody, like that's as low as you can fucking get.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, screw them all. And I feel like that team, like, oh my God, they're just bringing like all these ring chasers there that are trying to team up with Aaron Rodgers. Like they think they're making this super team, and it's all these old ass, one-legged, like half a arm.
Oh my God.
All like rolling in there, like the freaking retirement home. It's just like,
right.
Like I hope
you remember that. You remember Hard Knocks last year when they had that magician there and they were talking about how they're going to beat the Niners in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The Super Bowl and the score and everything.
That magician should be fucking fired.
Right.
Yeah. You so good at predicting stuff. How you ain't know your quarterback wasn't going to last more than 3 plays?
Yeah.
How about that?
I could have predicted better than him. All right, let's draw this giveaway winner.
Because a lot of us said they weren't going anywhere, and they didn't.
Right.
Exactly. They went straight to the IR.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to draw Debo and CMC in that order. So it'll be this Debo bang and CMC fireworks. Ooh, ooh, ooh. CMC. I wonder if they're going to end up giving him a little bit more money. What's going to happen? Maybe. CMC. All right, let's draw. Good luck. This is for Debo. See if you guys let Tia win everything again.
I got a whole Washington on Tia if anybody wants to win on this.
Oh, yay!
Congrats.
Sin got Debo. And happy belated anniversary, Sin.
That's right. Happy anniversary.
We all hope anybody that's married hopes that we can all be married as long as you and your husband, still in love and happy. Like that's an amazing thing. So definitely happy anniversary to you both. I know I already told you, but I want to tell you live as well.
Best wishes to many, many more to come, Sin.
Yep.
Yes. All right. For CMC, good luck, good luck, good luck. What?
Oh,
Man, the giveaway things like doubling up everybody. We'll
Yeah,
see.
exactly.
right.
That continues.
You know, it's being lazy. It's like, you know what? You can just
I
pick this
know.
person again.
Yeah.
Like
Mariah's
Rob
ain't
said
gonna do this
earlier.
work.
So she's somewhere with his ears ringing, like it's happening again. It's duplicating over and over and over.
Right.
Denise, what's up, Denise? Like Rob said earlier,
Hi,
I'm
Denise.
trying to save on shipping, so I'm just picking the same winners.
There you go. One cent.
And speaking of Dawn and myself, Miriah will get to you when she can. She's one woman. Please don't harass her.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
we will come out and we will come after you. Because we protect
That's
our
for sure.
sister.
All right.
Harassment means you
So,
get it even later.
Exactly. Or you won't get it at all.
appreciate it. So earlier today, somebody mentioned in the chat, and we all know that, this money from Eric Armstead becomes available after the first. So this NFL rumors page releases today that the Pittsburgh Steelers are believed to land either 49ers Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk after June 1st, says an NFL insider. A lot of people obviously are thinking, not only does the 49ers, we know how they wait and fucking forever, like dumbasses, to freaking do these big contracts, but they've been waiting. People think that they've been waiting for this money to clear up after June 1st to then pay Brandon Ayuk as well. Well, now this comes out today, and it's like the whole thing with Brandon Ayuk or Deebo being moved has kind of been quiet for a little bit. Right after the draft, some little stuff came out a couple more times, the week maybe after the draft, but it's been pretty quiet since. And now today's the 31st, and it's back all of a sudden. Oh, the Steelers are going to get either Deebo or Brandon Ayuk. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole thing now coming back, circulating again? And it just doesn't say like one of them are going to be moved. It specifically is saying the Steelers. The only team listed, the Steelers. So thoughts, do you think this June 1st date comes into play with any of this shit? Do you think that this is nothing more than shit? How you feeling about this situation, Ty?
Same shit, different toilet.
Bunch of shit.
That's all
Yeah.
it is. That's all it is. Melissa hit it on the head when she was talking about, the Jennings thing before. I mean, the Chris Sims thing about how people put out things just for headlines, clicks, and views. That's all this is. If you think about this whole Deebo and BA being traded, every time it's talked about is during key dates, right? It's during free agency period. Then it was being talked about during the draft, another key date. Then it was like the post-draft thing, another key date. Now here we are, June 1st, and OTAs also coinciding with this date. It's another key date. That's a spike in the news cycle. Well, there's nothing really to talk about right now because we know these voluntary OTAs are just like, guys in shorts running around. It's not a big thing. But what can we do to get a spike in our clicks and views? Well, let's throw this story out there again. We haven't done that in a while.
Yep.
That's all it is. And remember, they talk about the Steelers specifically. They were talking about them before, but now it's like Deebo or BA. We just don't know. How do you not know if you know so much?
Yeah.
It's just like with the draft. If you remember with the draft, one of them was going to be traded for a top 10 pick. Didn't happen. Then all of a sudden, one of them was going to be traded for a mid-round pick. That didn't happen. Then all of a sudden, when the end of the first round happened, it was like one of them could be traded for a second round pick. How did the price change in just a few hours? It's the dumbest thing ever. So that's all this is. It's just another clicks and views cycle that happens in the off season.
Melissa?
So my thoughts are very different on this. I think the league for many a year has been obsessed, or at least the national media part of the league has been obsessed with Russell Wilson and how he has been, in their words, unjustly treated because he never got a single MVP vote ever throughout all his many years that they thought he was deserving of the MVP award. And Russell Wilson is now the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, or presumptive quarterback. The other thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers is that they are very good at finding athletes, but not finding athletes that can cohesively work. So they're very selfish. They're very undisciplined. They're very me. They're very unable to stay healthy. They don't work well with different quarterbacks. And so I think somebody wants Russell Wilson to succeed. And they pinpointed our receivers as a way of that being possible. I also think it's those same insiders that constantly said that we were to trade for Mac Jones, like they guaranteed it. It's the same ones that said when Mac Jones was being traded away from the Patriots, the Niners were to go take a swing at him. It was the same people who said last year Sam Darnold was going to start over Brock Purdy, no matter how healthy Brock was. So I think it's just one of those things where there's maybe a grain of truth in it, that there's been interest from Pittsburgh or whomever. And then people just constantly can't let things go. And they constantly will keep throwing stuff up against the wall. And then they're like, yeah, you remember that one little dot that you can't see under all the bajillion other dots? I called that. I was right. See, I don't just make things up. And so it is what it is. I don't think that long-term D-Hole and Brandon are both going to be here. I hope Brandon is the one that stays long-term, personally for me. But I'm not shocked by this. We always have the QB controversy. There's no way to do that this year. So it has to be the receiver this year.
Yeah.
Jump in there, Dawn.
It's hard. I don't want to see either one of them leave. I hate Pittsburgh. I have reasons why I hate Pittsburgh because my family. They're all my cousins. They called me. Did you see this? I'm like, it's just a rumor, dude. Like, no. They're not going. They're young. They're in their early 20s. I'm like, these guys are not going to your dumb team. So just get over yourself. No, I don't want to see them leave. I don't. That's my opinion.
Just because a team shows interest doesn't mean we're going to appease them.
Yep.
And that's the thing that people have to understand. And forget this year. I'll go back to last year with Nick Bosa, and we were in his contract extension. Like, you don't think teams called the 49ers and showed interest in trading for Nick Bosa?
Right.
They did. It happened. But I'm sure John Lynch was like, okay, thanks for calling, but it's not happening. Click.
Yep.
That happens every year. Whether when some players aren't in a contract extension, it's just for trade. Hey, I got an idea for a trade. Hear me out. Let me know if you're interested. And they make their pitch, and you can either say yes or no. It happens all the time. But there's this notion out there, and it's put out there by the media, these insiders, that it's like just because a guy is in his contract year, that means it's dire straits. He has to be moved or else. And that is just not the case. So I hate it when these guys come out of nowhere with these stories, and it's like, yeah, this could happen because he's in his contract year. Oh, and we don't know what's going to happen with Debo next year. It's like, you don't either.
Right.
You're just making this up.
They just
Shut
want
up
our
already.
players.
Yeah,
But
we got good players.
Here's the thing, though. Since the Kansas City Chiefs beat us the first time around, they never talk about breaking up the Chiefs' weapons until Patrick got his deal. And Tyreek Hill was the one that asked to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, that's become kind of like a low-key story around the league. Anyone who has more than maybe 2 top receivers or 2 top weapons overall on offense, they always talk about how the wealth has to be spread. That there's no way that the team can sign the quarterback, the defense, the weapons, and everything else. So you kind of heard it with Devontae and AJ Brown, and then they both got signed on top of Saquon this year. You heard it for a couple years now with the Bengals, how they couldn't keep T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd, and now that kind of broke off, and it's just like this constant upheaval where they're just trying to distract from what's happening by saying, oh, this big flashy trade is going to happen. And I think it's only going to get worse now because of how key and fundamental fantasy football has become. Now everybody wants to see these guys become number ones everywhere so they can just have like the all-star rosters. And I think that slanted the way people cover this one particular issue. But at the end of the day, they're both here for now. And I am waiting for Miriah to lose her shit on every single platform when Brandon gets his money, no matter what it is. Because honestly, I think her goal is staying. I mean, how could you not pay him? Like, forget the stories, forget all the other stuff. Like, there's no reason for why Brandon Ayuk shouldn't be here long term. And forget the 30 million, forget the 25, forget just like the round number. I honestly think Brandon should be the most guaranteed money for a wide receiver. And that's it. Yep. I think we shouldn't care about the salary cap part of it or the overall number of it, because these players never see that number. And the Niners especially, like they love signing these big deals. And then the next couple of years, they constantly restructure and redo people's deals. Fred Warner, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Arik Armstead, Trent Williams. Like it's never what they make. So I think Brandon has been missed 5 games where he's gotten banged up or he couldn't finish a game. I think he's only missed 1 starting game.
Yep.
So like, if he's not bankable enough, if he's not worthy of the money, just let him go then. Go. There are teams that are so desperate for a receiver around this league. The Giants barely have anybody. Honestly, I have the Giants here, so I have to see it all the time. I wouldn't wish that on Brandon Ayuk, but I hope he gets paid and I hope he gets a fair compensation, but we're just going to have to wait and see.
You know, you bring up how many games he's missed, and I think that's something that doesn't get talked about enough. You know, like we talk about his catches, his touchdown, his yards, you know, like everybody always wants to say, you know, that fucking stupid saying about, you know, the availability is the best ability, you know, that whole thing. But it's like you got a guy that hardly misses any time. And on the other side of him, you got a wide receiver who's missed tons of time. But, you know, let's not forget about that part. Yeah, you know, people are so quick to be like, oh, he's not worth this money. Let's replace him with this guy, or let's, you know, draft a guy, or let's, like, we don't know how these guys are going to be. Like, you're so quick to want to replace him with a rookie. Like, that rookie could be fragile as shit when he gets in the NFL. We don't know. Like, what we do know is that the guy that we do have has shown already over 4 freaking years that he doesn't miss time, right? Like, but
and the one thing I love,
ever bring that up and talk about that.
The one thing I love most about Brandon, it's not his availability. It's not even his just God-given talents with the route running in his hands. the one thing in every year that passes, I respect it more, and which is why I always give Miriah a shout out whenever we talk about Brandon, because she, day one, called him her GOAT.
Yep.
And that's a huge thing for a Niner fan to say about a receiver. But what I think I love most about Brandon Ayuk is his tenacity has only increased with his number of years in the league. What sold me on Brandon Ayuk was the MetLife games, the back-to-back games where we lost most of our roster.
Yeah.
And Brandon Ayuk was in there because we missed out on a couple players that got hurt off the bat. He jumps right in front of Kendrick Bourne. I think it was the Jets game. And he's like, fuck this. I'm not waiting. I'm taking my turn. I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to make a first down. Yeah. And then the very next game, he had his first touchdown versus the Giants. And then the next game, he had to leap over the Eagles player on Sunday Night Football. And then you have this year, and he starts off again in Philadelphia and, Pittsburgh. And he's like trucking guys 45 yards downfield where the play is nowhere near him. And I think that is the thing that no fan wants to talk about. They want to go statistics. They'll talk about how many completions they have, how many targets they got, how many this they get, how many first downs they'll get, how many this, or the game's too critical for this person. And the thing they don't take into heart with Brandon Ayuk is he doesn't take plays off. Even when it's not designed for him, he's out there blocking. He's out there selling the fix so someone is wide open. He's there to be a backup in case everything else falls apart. Like, there's no way a rookie or a vet can measure up to what Brandon has in his heart. You know, like when they were talking about everybody at the Super Bowl this year, they were talking about how, oh, isn't it nice that you're helping Trent Williams get to his first Super Bowl? And Brandon's like, no, this is my first Super Bowl. And he's like, and he wasn't disrespectful about it, but he shut down all those questions because these players, that's all they've had for the last couple of years. How does it feel to help this player? And he's just like, don't take my moment away from me. I worked my life to get to myself here. And so I think it's easy to say, well, George Kittle's falling off, we should get rid of him. It's easy to say, oh, well, Brandon's not essential because he's not interchangeable like CMC and Debo, or he's not Kyle Juszczyk and he's like this super weapon. It's just like, you can't teach or draft or pick up from another team what Brandon has been for this team. And for him to have been like, what, a second year player, Miriah, and still take all the rookies underneath him after all that like shitting where he was in Kyle's dog's house and he's teaching these rookies how to prepare and take all the hard lessons that he survived and help them in their own progression and not be threatened at all. That's invaluable. And that should be talked about more.
That's called leadership.
Yep.
That's called leadership. And he's been doing it for a long time now.
Yeah.
They always talk about
there's
you
a
want
reason
good
why
guys
these
in the
all
locker
these
room.
other teams all want him. You know, there's a reason
Yeah.
why the fan bases are all talking about wanting to trade for Brandon Ayuk. Like there's other wide receivers waiting to sign deals, and like I don't hear their names in trade talks near the amount that I hear Brandon Ayuk's. Like it's always Ayuk. And it, okay, well, if we can't get Ayuk, then we'll take yada yada yada, and so and so and so. But it's always Ayuk's name first. There's a reason. But yeah. Hashtag my QB to get into this set of giveaways. I just wish, man, like I'm so sick of, oh, well, this is how the 49ers do shit and yada, yada, yada. It's just like, oh my God. Yeah, well, the way 49ers do shit is fucking annoying as shit.
Right.
Look, we got to be
Like-
patient, though. It's a negotiation. Things are going on. We just got to be patient and trust the process. At the end
But she
of the
doesn't have
day,
the
they always
patience.
sign their guys and they come in. And when the season starts, we're all happy. So let's trust the process.
I'm just so happy. I can say for the first time in 5 years, we're not paying D Ford anymore.
I know
Like,
he's finally off the books. Crazy. Crazy.
He's been retired for 3 years, and we're finally now just not paying him.
You know,
Like,
not only did
I
Kansas
played more
City
games
fuck
than
us in the
D4.
Super Bowls, but they fucked us with D4 too.
I know.
Like, thanks a lot, Kansas City.
That's why we really
You're like,
dislike
sure,
them.
take him, please take him.
Oh my gosh.
Freaking bag of brittle bones they sent us. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
I love spicy Miriah.
Right.
Bebop. What's up, Bebop? Good to see you.
Hey, Bebop.
We got Jess in the house. What's up, Jess?
Hey.
Hey.
You can also find Ty on East Coast Red and Gold podcast. So make sure you're subscribed to them.
That's right.
You can also
Ty's podcast info is in the description box of this video. So please make sure you go to there and click on it and go subscribe to him, because he doesn't have nearly enough fucking subscribers. Like, I don't know what you people are doing. If you're subscribed to me, you should be subscribed to him. So, like, I don't know where the hell you people are at, but go click on the damn thing. It's right there. I made it so easy.
Listen to her.
Click the link.
Listen to this woman.
There you go.
Listen to her.
Listen to her.
Listen to her.
That one
She
right
knows
there.
what she's talking about. Her. Her right there. Her.
Yep.
Also, if you want to see more Jess, check out Jess on Fridays on either Niners Sickness or
Hanging out with Beto.
I believe it's Niners Now podcast. I get it wrong because Beto has 2 other channels besides Niners Sickness. And they do Friday shows, the 2 of them. So, and Ty, you know I love Stay Faithful, so.
So anything else you guys want to talk about?
Don't listen to the discourse out there. Just want to say, like, I don't know, like we're having a nice peaceful off season, and people just want to create discourse. Like, now they're trying to pit the rookie receivers versus the veteran receivers. Why? Why?
They have nothing else better to do.
Makes no sense.
So
None.
I've heard some of the people on this particular, I guess, storyline, talking point, whatever you want to call it. They're concerned that these rookies that we got are all older, right? So they're like in their 24, 25, 26-ish area. And they're upset that they think that if they have to sit this year or another few years behind veterans, that they're going to be like 28, 29 before they even get one snap. But you know what? Things are funky with the Niners. Like, we should be celebrating that we have so many options, because it's not that far many years removed from when we were starting the 2019 season and Kyle was adamant about cutting Kendrick Bourne. And then Tyrod Taylor has to step back from his surgery. Jalen Hurts gets hurt, and we still have this trade for Emmanuel Sanders. Like, these things happen. These freaky things always happen. Like, we should be celebrating that this organization is taking this so seriously for Brock Purdy's sake, to give him so many different options. Like, you never know how it's going to turn out. And what was it, like, I think a year afterwards we had that linebacker that was an undrafted free agent. We got a draft pick for him at the end of camp. Like, just stuff like that happens. Like, we don't ever want to be in the Dante Pettis and all those other player kind of like areas again, where we're like shoving our heads up against the wall, being like, why can't we get one solid player at this position or
Exactly.
a couple backups? Like, this is a good thing. Like a couple years ago, we were saying like we didn't have anybody at safety, anybody at corner, and now we have safeties and corners, and it's just like, what's the next thing we're going to talk about just to create drama and to shit on what the organization is doing?
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wish the freaking. I just can't wait till we have real football back. Our guys are
Yeah.
paid. Everything's because this has been the most stressful freaking off season that I've had in a long time. It's just
Stay
like,
faithful,
oh
baby.
my god. Like when it's your guy that's up for the freaking contract, like.
And this is my third Google, by the way, Ty. This is my third Google. So that's the third subscription.
Nice.
I don't have all the Googles on this particular device, but I do not joke when I say I have given multi subscriptions to the both of you.
We love
Well,
it.
we appreciate it. Let's draw this giveaway.
Just on this one device, I have 3 different Googles here.
Wow.
Hashtag myQB. If you're not in there yet,
Get in there.
get your ass in there.
So I want to ask you guys questions about linebacker this year.
Shoot.
What do you guys think Fred Warner's going to be like without his safety net injury, Greenlaw? And who do you see filling in while Greenlaw is recovering?
Well, one, I think Fred will be okay because unlike during the season, it won't come as a surprise and he won't press. Like we've seen when Dre has gone out during games, like Fred has tried to do too much, tried to like put everything on his shoulders and do too much. I think because he knows Dre won't be there and he has the entire training camp to get used to someone next to him, he'll just stay in his zone and do his thing. He won't try to cover everything. So, hashtag protest. Hashtag recount. So that's that. Who'll be next to him?
Oh, wow.
Oh, hey.
Congrats, Don.
Thank you.
Patrick with it.
Folks, I ain't saying it's rigged, but you know, it smells like a rig and looks like a rig, then it's a rig. No, let me stop. No, but who's playing next to Dre? Next to Fred. Sorry. We'll see how camp plays out. I don't know, because who knows what are they looking for? More run stuffing? Like, does Sorensen want to focus on the run game, or does he want to focus on the pass game? And what linebacker fits that the most? Because it's important. So we'll see. Like I honestly couldn't tell you who might be there because I don't know the answer to that question. So yeah.
I just hope it's not DFF. I fear
no, it won't be
Demetrius Flanagan Fowles being that guy. And my other concern is Fred Warner finally going to shake off his selfish stuff that he had at the end of last year, where like when we were playing Drew Lock, he almost like ran into 4 different Niners trying to steal a interception from Jair Brown. Jair instinctively, as a rookie, backed off, protected himself and the other Niner players when Fred went for the ball, or in the Packers divisional round where everybody else was out there blocking for Dre on it. I think his second interception of Jordan Love. And you saw that thing that went all over Twitter where Fred Warner was like backpedaling 30 yards, like he was in some type of drill, getting as far from the play as possible. So I hope selfish Fred Warner is at least gone for now, because
that's
that
not
shit
selfish. Come on now.
Really,
that's one. Okay, let's talk about this. The Seattle game, that's just old school instincts kicking in. Remember, Fred used to be a safety.
I understand that. And I know with him working with his brother on the podcast, like some of that stuff comes up again, but Fred was never so stat obsessed as he was last year.
I don't think he was stat. How was he stat obsessed?
Because you remember he was counting like his his PBUs, his interceptions, his pick sixes, and like how he kept saying every week with his wife, like he was gonna have it this week, he's gonna have it this week, he was gonna have it this week. And I feel like that became more important to him than having everybody else's back.
Nah, that's positive thinking.
I'm just saying,
that's going
for
out there
me,
saying,
that's how I felt.
I'm going to make an impact. I'm going to make an impact this game, and this is what I'm going to do. That's positive thinking. That's what you want a player to do. And if he could go out and execute it, that's great.
The other thing I really didn't like about Fred last year was that he called out Steve Wilkes constantly. I don't like when players throw their coaches shamelessly under the bus like that.
That was trash.
Congrats,
but it seems like
Danny.
everybody
Brock Purdy.
pointed the finger at him. Everybody's pointing the finger at poor Steve.
I'm going to draw a winner for add this baby on there. CMC, Star Saddest. Good luck.
And if you don't win on these, and if you have a Twitter account, Miriah does Twitter-based giveaways all the time. I think she still has an active one with Patrick, Jerry Rice, and I think Christian McCaffrey's the third one, Miriah. So if you don't win on the the live, there's always giveaways on Twitter.
You heard her.
Also, if Miriah, I think, reaches 800, 900, and 1,000 subscribers, you have a jersey giveaway somewhere in there.
Jersey giveaway at 1,000, and autographed giveaways at 800 and 900.
Yeah.
So share with your people.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yep.
And just because the original tweet, by the way, has a Talanoa Funka jersey, does not mean that Miriah is beholden to forcibly make you have a Talanoa Funka jersey. She has changed it, and now it's whatever current player that you request for 1,000 subs.
So, I mean, because we have people that aren't even 49ers fans that are subscribed, so it's only fair that we give everybody the chance to get whatever jersey they want. So, yeah. What else you guys got? What's up, Nathan? Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here?
You think Puny pulls a Spencer Burford and gets plays as a rookie on the O-line?
I think Puny does play as a rookie.
Yeah, I heard they've been tinkering with the line, strengthen that up. So, and with Brendel's knee tendonitis, I think Feliciano will move over to center, and Puny will be at right guard.
I agree.
So I can definitely see that happening.
I agree. That's what I would like to see anyways.
Yep.
Because he's definitely, in my eyes, one of the best 5, so he should be starting.
Do you guys see Blind making the roster? Because everyone keeps posting about him, and just, I really want to see another legitimate tight end make the roster after Charlie Warner left for Atlanta. Especially because the tight ends need to do so much blocking. Like, you need somebody that's going to stay healthy and take all facets of being a tight end on this roster seriously. And I don't know if that's Cameron Latu between being injured, and I don't think he's very much a blocker.
Yeah, I think Pline makes the roster. And I think he'll be part of the 53, to be honest with you. Because Latu is just, like, we don't know what's up with him. Will he ever see the field again? Is he the new Jalen Hurd? Like, just can't seem to be healthy. If you can't step on the field, what are we going to do with you? So, yeah.
feel like he's like the new Danny Gray, who's not going to be really jerseyed up very often, if ever, even with injuries.
The whole Danny Gray thing is crazy still.
That it is.
Like what the whole like I just don't understand like what the whole vision with him was. We all thought it was, because we got Trey Lance. Trey Lance can use him as a deep threat. And then Jimmy ended up starting. So it was like, okay, well, obviously he can't use Danny Gray. And then Danny Gray gets hurt. And we kind of haven't seen him since. So it's like always something weird's going on. It was like he was back from injury, yet they didn't activate him. Like he's even practicing with the team. But we're not going to activate you. So obviously they don't have that much freaking faith in the guy. Like, so
right.
Kind of crazy.
So I think Richie James and Dante Pettis left a really sour taste in their mouths combined. They had these guys slated for these like speedster roles or these like gadgety roles, and it never really panned out. And I think the team hasn't been desperate enough to forcibly put Danny Gray out on the field. Like they've majority have been healthy at receiver. And then it goes back to what Shanahan always says. The two things that he looks for in players when they come to camp, he looks for them to take it seriously, which is why Raheem Mostert said, like, I had to call out coach because he's like, oh, you're just so fun-loving. I didn't think that you were taking this seriously. And he's like, no, coach, I am taking this seriously. Or Brandon Ayuk, where he had to sit down Shanahan. And then the other thing is that we always hear that they have to block, and maybe he just can't pick up the blocking. And after Tyler Kroft not blocking in the championship game and Brock Purdy getting blasted, I think they're taking that whole thing outside of Debo very seriously, that people have to block on this offense if they want to see the field.
No block, no rock.
Yep.
I think about Danny Gray was the early reports for his route running wasn't up to snuff. He was running the wrong routes, wasn't executing, so that's why they didn't have him on the field. And a lot of times when they did have him on the field, he was just the clear out guy. Like he was like, just go deep, clear out the defense so we can hit something underneath. And that might have been just because James was out there, and we know he doesn't throw deep at all. So, but yeah,
I also think that the Trey Sermon and Ambry Thomas have kind of made it harder for these rookies to shake off whatever, like if they get in their own head, or if they don't develop fast enough, if they don't click with the coach right away, they don't see the game the way Kyle sees it. He kind of just like, okay, he's like, he drafted you, but I have a bunch of people who see it the way that I see it, so I'm going to move on from you. And he doesn't really look back, and we're not one of those organizations that just shoves and shoves and shoves our draft picks until we're forced not to shove them anymore.
You gotta do your homework. You gotta learn the playbook. Get with a vet. Get with a vet. Why did Bell hit the field? Why did Bell hit the field last year? Because he got with Debo, he got with them and learned some stuff. And Debo even said it. Yeah, we kind of took him under our wing. He taught him some stuff, coached him up as, fellow wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, Kyle's like, all right, well, this kid knows a thing or two. Let me put him on the field. And Brock's throwing him the rock. Well, this Bell kid's kind of open. Let me throw it to him.
Yeah.
That tackle, though.
There and earn your stuff. And that hit he had. Yeah.
That tackle versus the Giants.
Yeah. Like, get in there, earn your
That was
spot.
great.
Ty, out of all my favorite memories coming onto your show, I think that's one of my favorite memories, going through all those different favorite plays from this past year. As you was watching that, I think a week ago, because I was like, Amazon already has the new season up for Thursday Night Football. They're gonna yank the game soon, and so I actually watched the beginning of the Giants-Niners game again because it's just like I see that hit, and I'm like, no way, that's a receiver hitting that hard.
Yeah.
Christian learned the plays in a day.
Well, he's a
half
ringer,
a day.
Though.
Half a day.
Right.
They sent him the plays on the plane, and he's like, I'm going to land, and I'm going to have at least half, if not 3/4 of this down already. And then even when he did get here, he grilled everyone around him for the rest of it, trying to catch up for that 1 week. Like, and that's what's so shocking, because not only did he come in and bring hope against the Chiefs that week, but like he was so ready just to shine from the get-go. And the other amazing thing was that people forget this. He didn't have a bye week that year. Because when we had a bye week, he was still with the Panthers, and the Panthers hadn't had their bye week. And so he came here, and he didn't have a bye week that whole year.
Oh, dang.
Just like Emmanuel Sanders in 2019. He didn't have a bye week either.
Yeah.
But Christian McCaffrey was born in this offense.
Yeah.
It's literally in his DNA.
Right.
If there's anyone who could run in Kyle's offense, it's him.
Yep.
Right? It's like, wait a minute. I grew up with this stuff. This is the same stuff I saw them run in the locker room with the Broncos.
Yep.
Oh, I know this. I got it. What did he do the next week? The very next week. Throw for a touchdown, run for a touchdown, and received a touchdown. A piece of work.
The Triple Crown.
I got this.
The Triple Crown.
I got this.
No worries, Corona. Next time. I'll
Wasn't
try to
there a
do
game-
another one.
Wasn't there a game this year where he had like 4 touchdowns, I think, against the Cardinals on his like 17 straight weeks of having a consecutive touchdown? Like, it's crazy. Like, oh God, I hate New Jersey with fireworks.
Oh, I was like, what was that?
Gunshot. I'm like,
Shit, did it.
It started last week about Thursday, which just proves that they start doing all the parades on Sundays. Randomly every night you have at least 2 or 3 people who get drunk off their ass and at least shoot up 1 to 7 fireworks randomly. The worst thing that's happened in my home state since MetLife is that they legalized fireworks. It's
all
so
fireworks,
loud.
like even the ones that shoot up and everything.
Well, it was completely banned. So it was, everybody used to sneak over to Pennsylvania, and they would buy like the big like boxes of fireworks and sneak them into the state. And then if you lived near a cop, people would like bribe cops by having them come over to parties and, you know, bribe them with beer and shit. And that's the only way people used to be allowed legally to set off fireworks here in New Jersey if it wasn't for a parade or whatever. And now just everybody in their MNFer can buy them at ShopRite, and they're like in every aisle, all different kinds. And it's just, it's psycho.
Yeah, they got banned where I live at, so.
Yeah, we have the fireworks like crazy here.
You know, it's the same thing with where Ty's from. It's like New York for so long had a ban on gambling in casinos, and then everybody and their mama was coming to New Jersey to go to Atlantic City to gamble. And then Brooklyn and the rest of them started creating casinos and gambling, and now New Yorkers are staying in New York to gamble. So it is what it is. If you don't want to lose profits, you have to make it legal.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, you guys, we're going to get ready to get out of here. I have to go get my kid from work. So, but yeah, Corona, I'm definitely will do another one of these. I know there was a few people that asked for it, and not one single one of you guys all showed up. Not one. So Melissa,
she's gonna talk about
Dawn,
you on the next show. You know that, right?
Yeah, she will too. She ain't gonna let it down.
Every single one of y'all. Watch.
I
She's gonna
appreciate
throw it
you,
all in your
ladies,
faces.
for coming on.
Unless
with us.
Unless
welcome.
Brandon has been paid, and then she will forget it for most of the
Yep.
show because she will be
Yeah.
celebrating.
Yeah, that she will be. If she even does a show.
Ty, I appreciate you as always. Me and Ty will be back Monday for
baby.
the Aces High podcast. So make sure if you
Jeez.
watch WNBA, if you watch Aces, any of that you tune in on Monday. And yeah,
It's a fun
we're
show.
it is fun. We're gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Much love, fam. Everybody have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great and safe weekend. Until next time, faithful. We're out of here.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Bye.